Hi, it's Chester Tupper from Blue Pecan Computer Training. In this video, we're going to look at a function called datediff. We're going to use this function to solve this particular problem where we want to be able to find out how many years, months, and days there are between two dates. So what I'm going to do is just copy these dates into another sheet. And let's look at how we can use this function. So the function is called datediff, and what you'll find is that it doesn't actually appear anywhere in this little screen tip when I type in the name of the function. So there isn't going to be any screen tip that's going to kind of help you with creating your function, but actually the function only has 3 arguments. Now, the first thing it's going to ask for is the start date, which is in A1 in my particular example, and then it's going to ask for the finish date, which is in B1 in my example. Now, the last argument requires you to tell it what unit of time you want to return. So, for example, if I wanted to know the difference in years between these 2 dates, I would put in a Y in quotation marks, press enter, and it would tell me that there were 15 years between those 2 dates. If I go into the formula bar and change the Y to an M, you've guessed it, it will return the total number of months between those 2 dates. If I'm actually after just the difference between months excluding years, then what I would do is put YM into the 3rd argument, and that gives me the difference between those 2 months excluding the years. If I'm looking to calculate the number of days between the 2 dates, I'd use D. So there are 5,547 days between these 2 dates. If I'm actually looking to calculate the number of days excluding years and months, I'd put MD. So that gives me the calculation between 1 and 10. If I'm looking to calculate the number of days excluding years and not years and months, I'd use YD. So I'm going to start off with obviously calculating the number of years between the 2 dates. So I'm using my datediff with the Y unit. So that gives me 15 years. But I also want, in the same formula, to calculate the number of months as well. So I want it to say 15 years, 2 months, etc. So what I can do is use the concatenation symbol, which is the ampersand symbol, to join the calculation of the number of years to the calculation of the number of months. So what I'm going to say, well, first of all, let's say datediff, and I'm going to label this answer with the word years. Okay, now what I've had to do, because I'm returning a text string there, I've had to put it in double quotation marks. Let's see what that does. If I press return, you can see that it just concatenates the result of my datediff function with the word years. Now what I want to do then is now concatenate that with another datediff function. This time, same dates, but I want to know the number of months as well. Now, if you remember from earlier on, what we'll have to use is YM. So that's the difference in months excluding years. And close the brackets. And then what I would do is I would concatenate that with the label months. Notice I leave a little space before the word months. Press return, and you can see that I have 15 years and 2 months. It would be helpful if I had a space after years as well. So 15 years and 2 months. So what I could also do if I wanted to is add on the days. So let's put a space after our months. And we're going to have ampersand and then datediff again. Same dates as before. This time what I want to do is return the difference in days excluding months, so MD. And then what I can do is concatenate that with a label for days. And there we are. I have the perfect calculation for this situation, calculating maybe the age of an individual. We get 15 years, we get the years, we get the months, and we get the days. Okay, hopefully that was helpful.